forward, Clinton's absolutely loving that goal.
Oh, brilliant.
Liam is not so keen, but that's what it means. That is a first clean sheet away from home for Arsenal this season, which is just absolutely staggering when you say that.
It is.
Absolutely staggering. So, that has really shaken things up, hasn't it?
It has, yeah, definitely. But Watford were the better team. But I think that's Arsenal's first clean sheet, as you said, away from home this season. But I like the goal. I like the Aubameyang goal. And me and Liam were just talking. Would he have done that last season under Arsene Wenger? I think.
Or closed down like that?
Yeah, the way he closed down, because Janmaat should send the ball up the line anyway as a fullback. I don't know if Liam will disagree with me, but he's kind of tried to play. I like playing out from the back, but he's given it to Foster, and Foster's took his time. But what I like about Aubameyang, he's just read it and just said, I'm going to close it down. And it's a proper centre-forward goal. One I would have been proud of scoring for sure.
1-0 to the Arsenal. We used to hear that a long time ago, and it's kind of gone out of fashion, but I was impressed with Arsenal for how poorly they played, because they showed a resilience and a determination to stick the game out, and that's something I've not seen for a long time. And I think the goal actually sums up the difference from last year or the last few years to this year. There is more of a determination to go and press the ball and be intense, and Aubameyang gets that reward from work rate and passion and all the things that I think were missing in the last few years at Arsenal. And I think Unai Emery deserves so much credit. I remember the abuse he got the first game of the season against Manchester City. We're saying, what's he doing? Why is he playing out? They play out so they can have moments like that where they can go and press the ball. And they're in now with a massive shout of the top four, because for me, I thought they weren't going to, no chance at the start of the season. With the overhaul of that squad, was he going to get in the top four? He's put them in an incredible position now.
Are you impressed with what he's done with the team, given what he's got available in defence?
Yeah.
More than anywhere else?
I like what he's done in that he's seen the players he's got, and he sees the qualities of Lacazette and Aubameyang. He's playing them together. He's playing 3 at the back. And he's got an extra, well, 5 at the back, really it is. And they are more resilient and dogged without the ball. And it took him a while to come to that system. But I think you'll see more of a 4-2-3-1 next year, which is a system that he absolutely loves, when he gets the players in the positions that he wants. But that, for me, is great management. Adapting to what you've got and still getting results, absolutely brilliant.
Again, similar to Cardiff, psychologically for Arsenal, that away win. It's huge, isn't it? Yeah,
of course it's huge. And obviously, because Watford were the better team. Watford dominated and created...
Even with 10 men?
Even with 10 men, obviously losing their talisman and their captain leader, Troy Deeney. But they were the better team. They had created a lot of chances, but Arsenal defended brilliantly. They threw their body on the line. Even Ozil was tracking back, and a lot of people question Ozil, can he track back? And you know what I like about Unai Emery? He's not scared. Last season, Ozil would have played every game, even if he was strolling around the pitch. Unai Emery's not scared to drop him and not scared to make a change. He took Torreira off at half-time and changed it. And then what I like and also about Arsenal this season, Maitland-Niles, I think he's been excellent for them. Liam was talking about them defensively. I think him playing in a right wing-back role, he's been superb. So, yeah, big result.
So, what has it done? Now, when you look at the remaining games...
It'll be exciting.
I think it's fair. We know that Manchester City and Liverpool are not involved in this. So, of the other 4 teams who are chasing top 4, there's no such thing as an easy fixture, but when you look there, who do you think has the advantage?
Tottenham, with their home games. I think Tottenham, other than Man City, they'll be disappointed not to get 12 points from the rest of their games, which makes it impossible for Chelsea to catch them. So I think Tottenham are strong favourites. And if Arsenal keep that resilience and determination away, they've got some difficult away games where they're going to have to get ahead. Burnley away, Leicester away, Wolves away. They're going to have to be dogged and show that same determination, resilience.
They are all tough games.
Premier League, man. It's the Premier League. That's why. Look at Manchester United's next few games. Everton away, Man City home, Chelsea.
Yeah, there's no easy games.
There's no easy games in the Premier League, and that's why you get in that top 4, you've definitely earned it, and they're all in with a shout. So
you agree? Are you both putting Tottenham in?
Yeah, definitely Tottenham. I think that Tottenham's hardest games, Man City. The other games are hard, but yeah, I believe Tottenham can get results from them. But the Man City's tough. I'm looking at Chelsea. Chelsea's running is not too bad, but the Burnley home, obviously they've got Man United away, which is difficult. Watford at home, but Watford will be thinking about the FA Cup final then, I think.
Chelsea have got a terrible record against top 6 away from home. Terrible.
Yeah.
So that
massive game.
That Manchester United game, that it would be a worry.
Yeah, it would be. I think the two games, if I'm looking at Arsenal, the two games are Wolves away and Leicester away. I think Leicester have been brilliant under Brendan Rodgers. I know the result against Newcastle the other night wasn't good, but they have been brilliant. So it's going to go right down to the wire, Jeff. It's so hard to call. But I think in the driving seat at the moment is Tottenham and Arsenal.
Also for Chelsea, Watford are in the cup final.
That's what I said. Yeah, they're in the cup final. So they're going to. I think he'll rotate players in that game for sure.
So come on then, final order for this. If you look at the table now, top 6, final order.
Top 6.
I backed Man United a couple of weeks ago, and I think, but now I'm looking. I think Tottenham will do it. I think they'll do it in the vein of form they're in. And if I had to pick one, if Arsenal show their resilience and determination that they showed at Watford, with allied to a better performance, they've got a great chance now, because I'm looking again at goal difference comes into it, and it's very difficult to overturn 5 goals in a short space of time. So I'd have to say that top 4 at the moment are the ones that are in the driving seat.
That's the top 6 for me, but just change Man United into 5th and Chelsea into 6th, and that's how it stays for me.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it stays for me.
I would just question Arsenal's away form.
Yeah,
although they beat Watford the other night. You said yourself, Clinton, Watford were the far superior team, even
and that's the first clean sheet all season.
All season, and
with 10 men.
With 10 men, they were, Could
that not be their Achilles heel?
It could be.
Chelsea nip in.
Yeah, it could be their Achilles heel, and the 2 away games will determine where they finish in the season for sure. I agree with you.
What helps is Manchester United playing Man City, and then definitely they play Chelsea, so someone's losing points in that. So I think that's going to help Arsenal in terms of the running. So I think the top 4 now are the favourites to get in the top 4 at the end of the season.
You spoke of your admiration for what Unai Emery has done.
Yeah.
Who would it be the bigger achievement for Manchester United or Arsenal, maybe Chelsea, to finish in the top 4?
I think it would be the biggest achievement, not for Manchester United, because with their squad, they should have been in a better position when Solskjaer took manager.
But what about where they were when he took over?
11 points adrift.
Yeah.
If Man United get in the top 4, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's had best achievement by a mile, because they were so far behind. But in saying that, Emery, I thought they had no chance of getting in the top 4 this year at the start of the season. He's done a fantastic job, and I think it's been overlooked for a lot of other things that have happened this season. Yeah,
I'd agree. I didn't think they had a chance. I wrote Arsenal off at the start of the season, but credit to Emery. He's been brilliant, and obviously Lacazette and Aubameyang have been really good together as well when they've played together.
So, which would be the bigger achievement, United or Arsenal in the top 4?
See, that's a difficult one, because there were 11 points adrift, you're saying. There were 11 points. So, and Ollie's gone in there and loads of people gave him no chance. And he turned around players that were low on confidence and they started playing for him. And everyone says, players do have a big impact. Do they want to play for their manager? It looked like towards the end, a lot of their players didn't want to play for Jose Mourinho. I don't know that, but it did look like that. They wanted to play for Ollie, so he turned it around. So I'd say the big achievement would be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Perhaps, though, out of the remaining 3, is it Chelsea who need Champions League football more than anybody else?
Yes.
Transfer ban to summer. Hazard, the signs are we don't know, but it looks as though he's off to Madrid. So Champions League for them, is it arguably more important?
I think it is. I think it is because of the transfer embargo for sure. But I think regardless whether they're Champions League or not, I think Hazard will go to Real Madrid. I think the noises come when Real Madrid want their player, they normally get them. And Hazard for me is their #1 target. Zidane's already said things in the press about how much he'd like to work with him. So I don't think it's going to make a difference, to be honest with you, whether they finish in the top 4. But Chelsea's a really interesting one right now, because I actually think for the first time, because of the transfer embargo, because the young players are starting to come into the team, they're having to actually change the way their whole club are operating. They're actually having to think a lot more long-term. So from this, I actually think they might be a stronger club in the fact that they can't just go out and splash money on players, change the manager every season. I actually think they could come out of this, if they get it right, in the short term and put young players in, even Mason Mount at Derby.
They've got a lot of talented young players on loan as well. Yeah,
they could be that club now that say, look at Tottenham. Look at, would they have put if they had Dele Alli in their ranks when he came in, he wouldn't have been in their team.
No, you're right.
If that were to be the case, do you think that Maurizio Sarri is the right sort of manager? bring those youngsters through? And also, if they finish outside top 4, would you expect him to be the manager next season?
If you'd asked me a month ago, I don't think he would have been the right one, because he didn't. Everyone was saying play Hudson-Odoi, play Loftus-Cheek. Now they've got into the team. Chelsea are getting results, and them two have probably been their best players recently. But I don't know. I think he has to win the Europa League. For him to stay in a job, he has to win the Europa League. Or if he don't win the Europa League, Chelsea have to get into the top 4. Or if not, I can't see Sarri being there.
I mean, it's a very interesting situation at Chelsea right now, from the ownership to the management to the potential complete lack of transfers coming into the club as well. So there's probably not many clubs have faced this type of scenario, have they?
Yeah.
Do you think potentially the manager's future will be decided upon, A, whether or not the transfer ban is overhauled, or indeed top 4?
I think top 4 will be key, because they won't be able to... if they get in the top 4 and they get their young players playing in the Champions League, they become more saleable assets. Their value goes through the roof. So it's imperative that they get into the top 4. And if he doesn't bring that, I think they might bring someone in more allied to actually playing young players. Because it took him a long time. It took him a long time to have faith in Hudson-Odoi. It took him a long time to have faith in Loftus-Cheek. So I wouldn't be surprised.
But that was before then. He knew there was a transfer ban. Now it's
that's
Hobson's choice.
But that's the perfect thing. It's not his choice anymore, but it was before. So when a manager shows that they're not quite willing to go with young players, which is what they're going to need with a transfer embargo, then maybe the powers that be at Chelsea will say, maybe we need someone who's more willing and more confident with young players.
He just strikes me, Jeff, being stubborn. He don't want to change. Even when he makes his selections on the pitch, he doesn't want to change. But these youngsters need to be given the opportunity. Liam's right, they've got talented youngsters out on loan. There's a lot of talented youngsters. They could come in and do a job in that Chelsea team.